everybody. All kinds of college football coming up in just a minute, but wow, the regional finals now in the books. Welcome to this special edition of the McDonald's 5 on your sideline as a part of Sports Saturday. We're joined by Nick Camino and Jack DeBreeze, who has not worn a jacket all season long, and now you're wearing a jacket that has gone in and out of style, in style again, and then out of style again.
Would you wear this to homecoming?
Thanks.
World War, I don't know, Civil War?
It's vintage.
Oh,
it's
man.
historical.
All right, let's start at Byers Field tonight. Division I, Region 1, Menor and St. Ignatius. I got to tell you, might be the best game I've ever seen. All right, maybe. Fourth quarter, Iggy down 35-28. Michael Lamana finds Michael Saragusa in the end zone, 20-yard touchdown. We are tied at 35 and going to overtime. In overtime, St. Ignatius up 42-35. Mitch Trubisky on 4th and 9. It's Brandon Fritz in the end zone. It's a 19-yard touchdown. Game tied at 42. To the third overtime, tied at 49. Iggy takes the lead. Lamana finds Tim McVeigh, his 11th touchdown in 2 weeks. McVeigh 20 yards on the score. Wildcats up 56-49. The Cardinals answer right back. Trubisky calls his own number and goes 2 yards into the end zone. Men are down 1, 56-55. Yes, they went for 2. Yes, they made it. Trubisky finds Fritz again on the conversion. Ball game. Menor advances 57-56 in triple overtime. Breeze, Menor last week beats Eds. They beat Ignatius tonight. And I got to tell you, you were there. Unbelievable game.
This is good for the public schools in Greater Cleveland. Menor knocks off Ignatius and Eds back-to-back. Kudos to Steve Trevisano for going for 2 points. He lost the state title game in 2006 to Hillary Davidson when they went for 2 points. This was an outstanding game. Mitch Trubisky had about 600 yards of total offense, 6 touchdowns. Tim McVeigh had an outstanding night running the ball. Connor Krasancic threw a touchdown pass. But the key to this game was Menor's start. They were up 13-0 after 1 quarter, and that was a 34-point swing from the first game when they were down 21-0.
I'm going to take you one further, not just about public versus private. It was just good for Northeast Ohio football.
That was awesome. It was just 10,000+ people there. It was just an outstanding night of football.
All right, we'll talk more to you in a moment. Let's go Region 2. Massillon and Toledo Whitmer from Mansfield. Opening drive, Massillon play action. Kyle Kemp to Alex Daly, touchdown. Tigers less than 4 minutes into the game. Massillon up 7-0. All Whitmer after that. Miguel Frisch, the touchdown carry. 14-7 Whitmer. Massillon season comes to an end 49-16. Nick.
All right, Division 3, Region 9, Chagrin Falls and St. Vincent St. Mary. This game in Solon, and it was all Irish. Check out Trevante Junius, a big-time interception right there. And he takes this all the way down to the 2-yard line, and it set this up. A 2-yard touchdown run, which made it 27-7. Gave the Irish a big-time lead, and they weren't done. Newman Williams breaks 2 tackles after this, including his own teammate right here. Goes to the end zone. St. Vincent St. Mary advances, throttling Chagrin Falls 34-7.
All right, next stop, Fawcett Stadium, West Holmes and Dover, Division 3, Region 11. West Holmes gets on the board first. Inches from the goal line, Lane Perrone walks it in, 7-0 Knights. Dover wouldn't let it last, though. Senior quarterback Mason Mamarella keeps it. Touchdown. Dover advances, making everybody in Tuscarawas County happy tonight. 48-21. Nick.
Division 5, Region 17, Kirtland and Youngstown Ursuline from Veterans Stadium in Aurora. The Irish went up early in this game. Here, Tremaine Thigpen takes the direct snap, bulldozes his way into the end zone. Then the reverse play works for Ursuline on this next play. That's Tanner Berrien for the score. Youngstown Ursuline led this game at halftime 24-0, but the Hornets outscore Ursuline 38-13 in the second half. Kirtland advances to go to the state semis with a shocking 38-37 victory.
Wow. Ursuline went for 2-point conversion and did not get it, and that's why Kirtland won their 28th straight win.
Wow. And admit it, you left early.
We did leave early.
I mean, it's hard. The team's down 24-0.
24-0. You think it's over with. They outscored them 38-13 in the second half. Amazing, and I think Kirtland's got to be the favorite to win now in Division 5.
They're the defending champs, so they should be the favorite.
They should be. You're absolutely right. All right, thanks very much, guys. You're going to stick around. We'll talk a little bit more ahead here on the Sports Saturday. Next up, Ohio State improves to 11-0 with 1 game left against you-know-who. Highlights, Buckeyes, Badgers. Dustin Fox weighs in as well. Next. All right, welcome back to Sports Saturday. Time to talk a little Buckeyes now, boys. Ohio State remains undefeated following an overtime win at Camp Randall against Wisconsin. It is officially on. It's Michigan week. But the Buckeyes got on the board first today thanks to their special teams. Corey Philly Brown fields the punt. Where's he going? Up the middle. See you later. 68 yards to the house. Ohio State up 7-0. Let's fast forward to the final minute of regulation. Badgers drive down the field with 8 seconds to go. Kurt Phillips connects with Jacob Peterson. 5-yard touchdown pass, and we are tied at 14 going to overtime. Buckeyes lose the toss. They go on offense first. Carlos Hyde in the end zone. Boom. Nice. 2 points. Yes. 21-14. Hyde's 2 touchdowns is what I'm trying to say. Badgers get on the ball. 4th down. Silver bullet coming through. Christian Bryant with a pass deflection from Glenville. Buckeyes win 21-14 in OT.
Our defense is really playing well in the last, really, you think about how far they've come. And I think that's a credit to a bunch of good people working as a coaching staff on defense and a bunch of players listening, because that's a good team. That team just, you know, there's 30-plus points, I think, for 6 out of the last 7 games or something like that.
And as always, we want you to be a part of our Ohio State coverage on our Panini's Voice of the Fan text poll question. Simple one. Will Ohio State beat Michigan next Saturday? Text OSU to 46988. Results tomorrow night at 11:35 on the Sports Sunday. Earlier today, though, I talked to Dustin Fox about this one. And for more on our Buckeye coverage from today's 21-14 win over the Wisconsin Badgers, we bring in Dustin Fox, our Ohio State analyst, also from 92.3 The Fan. All right, so Ohio State's able to win in overtime today, but Braxton Miller did not have one of his finest performances.
No, he didn't, and he found a way late in the game to make the good play, and you heard him in his post-game press conference earlier. He just didn't feel comfortable. Wisconsin was doing a good job pretty much bottling him up. He didn't have a big day through the air. He only had 97 yards through the air. On the ground, he was just as ineffective, averaged nearly 1.8 yards a carry through the day, so it was not a good day for him on the ground. But at the end of the day, I give him credit. I applaud him because he didn't let it frustrate him. He found a way to make a play at the end of the game.
When you look at this now, you go into Michigan week, Ohio State, you know, this is what they've been playing for. They knew at the end of the season from day one was going to be Michigan. Now they have a chance to be one of just 5 teams to have a perfect season.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're playing for. I think that's what Urban Meyer really told these guys when the season began was, look, we can't play for a national championship. All that we have to fight for is to win our side of the Big Ten, which is the leaders division, which they now have done, and then to fight to try and be undefeated and try to make the Associated Press make a tough decision at the end of the year.
All right, Dustin, we will see you at 11:30 on Saturday morning when we give you our Ohio State pregame show. It'll be Ohio State and Michigan, and you'll be able to watch the game right here on News Channel 5. All right, Nick, get us going again.
Yeah, over at the Big House, Michigan hosting Iowa. Denard Robertson did play and started at running back, not quarterback. Second quarter, game tied at 7. Robinson's replacement at quarterback, Devin Garner, connects with Roy Roundtree, who takes it 37 yards to the end zone. 14-7 Wolverines. Later in the second, it's Gardner finding the end zone on the ground this time from a yard out. Michigan increased its lead to 21-10. Gardner with 3 rushing touchdowns on the day. Michigan wins easily over Iowa, 42-17.
Time now to talk a little local college football. Kent State continued to play the way they've been playing all season long, looking for their first 10-win season in school history against your alma mater.
The Falcons from Bowling Green.
Bowling Green against Kent State. My guys, all right, let's see what they did today. And I'll tell you, I saw one of the best touchdowns I've ever seen. Bowling Green, game tied at 10. Third quarter. Flashes down by 7, should say. Spencer Keith connects with Eric Ademi, 32 yards on the touchdown. Game tied at 17. Fourth quarter, same score. Watch Dree Archer on this thing. I mean, he should be done, right? Here you go. He stopped, right? No, he's not. Gets into the Falcons secondary all the way for the touchdown, 74 yards. Guys, come on, one of the best touchdowns you've seen?
Yeah.
Outstanding. It was 24-17 at that point. Later in the fourth, game tied at 24. Spencer Keith calls his own number, gets to the outside, finds the end zone from 7 yards out, flashes back on top, 31-24. Final minute, Bowling Green. Sorry, Breeze. Much like your jacket, Kent State, a winner, your jacket, a loser. 31-24, they clinched the MAC East title. Congratulations to the Flash.
They will face Northern Illinois in the MAC championship game in Detroit.
All right, D3 playoffs. Mount Union beginning its national championship journey against Christopher Newport College from Virginia. Mount Union heating up early. St. Ed's grad Kevin Burke hits Jasper Collins in the end zone. 21-0 Mount. Mount Union back in the red zone. TJ Lattimore from Maple Heights adds on to the lead with this 16-yard touchdown run. Purple Raiders advance with a, listen to this, 72-7 win.
Never in a lack for scoring, Mount Union. Little purple rain. All right, more ahead. We're going to talk about the Browns as they get set to go to Dallas. And speaking of Dallas, the Cavaliers playing the Mavericks tonight. So it's a Dallas double dip as we talk about the Browns and the Cavs after this. Browns in Dallas to take on the Cowboys tomorrow afternoon. The Browns last beat the Cowboys in 1994. The bye week hopefully served as a good reason to recharge the arm of rookie quarterback Brandon Weeden, who heads into tomorrow's game second in the NFL in interceptions with 12. Guess who's got 13? Tony Romo. Certainly young Browns signal caller needs to get his work done.
I'm not a 9 or 10 year veteran, and I think some people might lose track of that sometimes. But that is what it is. I got to play better. I know that. I'm not a moron. I know I got to play better.
And you have to decide when it's important to try to be aggressive with a throw, and then it's also important to then, of course, be smart with the football.
From one Dallas team tomorrow to one tonight, Kyrie Irving and the Cavaliers back home for the first time in 2 weeks. Fourth quarter, Daniel Gibson steals the inbounds. Gibson finds it, finds Irving. Irving finishes it off with a lay-in, ties it up at 89. Irving had 26 points, but had to leave the game at one point. Came back in, got a little banged up there. Kyrie drives the lane, but it's swatted away. The Mavericks on the fast break, O.J. Mayo. On the finish, Cavaliers lose 103-95.
All right, little college hoop basketball this afternoon. Ohio State beats Rhode Island 69-58. Deshaun Thomas led the Buckeyes with 25 points. And over at the Wolstein Center this afternoon, Cleveland State beats Old Dominion 67-55. Marlon Mason led the Vikings with 17 points.
All right, boys, we got a couple seconds here. Let's talk about this because I want to go back to high school football for a second. Of our teams that are left in our viewing area, Menor, Kirtland, Dover, Aurora, Mogadore, and St. V's. Pick one to win the state championship.
A big win tonight for Kirtland. I'm going to take the Hornets, Tiger Laverty's team.
After knocking off two nationally ranked teams, I'm going with the Menor Cardinals.
I don't know. I'm a big Aurora fan right now. I got to tell you that. I love the way they're playing, and they're doing what they need to do. That's all the time we have for Sports Saturday. For the entire News Channel 5 sports team and this ugly, ugly jacket.
Go Irish.
Tracy Carlos is up next with your news headlines. Take it away, Trace, when you get a chance.